Well, looky what I found. This is hardwood, and it's from an old fence. These are the posts. Now down the bottom, where the posts are in the ground, well, it's all rotten. That looks pretty nasty actually. But most of the timber is in great nick. You can find this stuff on the side of the road or through contractors and recycle yards. Putting together a workbench is not rocket science. In fact, it's pretty easy. What I want to do is start by cutting all my timber to length. The average bench height is 900 millimetres. I'm making my frame slightly shorter to allow for the height of caster wheels. Most circular saws have what's called a trenching feature. This one, you can see, the saw goes right down. If I activate the trenching feature, it only goes a certain depth, and I can change that depth to mean the saw cuts out only what I want it to. Now I want to take 25 millimetres out of each timber so that the other piece can lay over the top of it and house into it. With this type of joint, you can either make a series of cuts with your drop saw, hit the bulk out with a hammer, and tidy up with a chisel. With a chisel down like this, it's a lot harder to control because you tend to want to dig in. Like that. No good. Bevel up. More control. Or another method is to start with just 3 cuts across the timber. And then what you do is you just turn your piece on its edge and use your circular saw. That first part will just drop off, and then the second part you just chisel out. One goes over the other, bang! All of a sudden I've got a joint that is really quite rigid and quite strong. Time for assembly. You can check the squareness of your frames by making sure the diagonal measurements across opposite corners of the frame are equal. Once your frames are square, you can fix the corners. What I'm going to do is use these cup head galvanised bolts to join the pieces together. Now I'm just going to use an offcut of this joining rail to make sure that where I put my bolts doesn't interfere with where I'm going to have a checkout. The checkout in each corner is just to house a joining rail. The joining rails are what tie your 2 frames together. Once you're in your final location, assembly is pretty easy. Just attach the joining rails to your 2 frames with coach bolts. Make sure you remember clearance holes and pilot holes. It makes it a lot easier to screw into hardwood. Then finish up with your caster wheels. Once they're in position, flip that thing over. Geez, I'm very happy with the bench frame. Still needs a tabletop on it, but you get the idea. Look at this. Cost absolutely nothing. Well, it did cost a bit. Bolts, coach screws, and caster wheels. The rest, just some bloke chucking out his old fence. I said, thank you very much, chuck it on the back. Too easy. And it rolls. Now, if you like what you've seen, thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. And subscribe to get free DIY fun and tips for maintenance at your place.